Hello, lovely people. I'm back. It's Alethea Thomas, and I'm so excited today because today is the first day of October, which means so many wonderful things to me. Not only is it fall, not only is Halloween right around the corner, but my birthday is also in the middle of this month. It's October 15th. And it's a really good month for reading. And I've got so many plans and I'm so excited. So I want to talk to you all about that right now in this video. And we will go ahead and get started. One of the things that I was absolutely thrilled to do this year was Jane Austen July. And so after doing Jane Austen July and enjoying that so much, I realized, oh, October. They do Victober in October. This is awesome. So I decided that I would read some of the books I really wanted to get to that are also Victorian during the month of October and participate in Victober. So I'm going to give you guys my list for Victober, and then I'm also going to let you know some other books that I'm currently reading and plan on trying to finish in October as well. I don't know if I'm going to get to every one of my Victober picks. I don't know if I'm going to finish every one of these books that I'm going to mention that are adjacent to Victober, but I think that we are going to have a really interesting month of reading, and it's going to be really fulfilling too. So let's get started with the Victober picks. I don't have all of them with me, so I will have to show, I don't know if I'll do this side or this side, we'll see. I will have to show the pictures like I do on occasion. So the first one for Victober, which is one I actually have already listened to, but I listened to it like yesterday and finished it, so I'm going to count it for Victober, was The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. I did mention it in my previous video here because I did finish it technically in September. I enjoyed it quite a lot. It was really good, but it was on my list for Victober. And then The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. I've been wanting to read some more of the Bronte sisters, and I felt like The Tenant of Wildfell Hall would be really good during Victober. It's a spooky-ish kind of book. A woman and her son move into a kind of spooky, I want to say it's Gothic, old mansion, but they really only live in a couple of rooms in it that they're able to, to fix and to live in. And it's all about the people around them in this community taking in a stranger and getting to know this new stranger that is in their community now. And I've gotten through, the first couple of chapters in it now. And I've got to say, man, these are some nosy neighbors. They need to quit telling this woman how to raise her son because it's really none of their business. But I'm enjoying it so far. Anne Bronte is very, very good so far, and I can't wait to continue on reading that one. There is a couple other ones I wanted to read. I also want to try and get to Villette by Charlotte Bronte, just because I enjoyed Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre so much that I'm really hoping Villette is a lot like Jane Eyre. Not the same story, of course, but definitely a lot like that telling. And maybe that style of writing, because it was so engrossing. I just loved Jane Eyre. I felt like I was right there the whole time I was reading that book, and it's just so exciting. So I'm really hoping Villette is of that caliber as well. So I'm expecting a lot, and I'm hoping that I'm not gonna over anticipate this and then end up disappointed. So we will see. Carmilla is another one that I wanted to read. This is, I guess, the first vampire story. I always thought Dracula was the very first vampire story, but apparently Carmilla is the first vampire story. And I have a hard time pronouncing the author for this, but it's J. Sheridan Le Fanu. So I don't know if they're probably French. Yeah, I would think that they'd be French with the Le Fanu is the last name. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Carmilla. I really don't know much about it. But if it's a vampire story and it's gothic and all of that, I'm hoping that it's quite good. And then the read along for Victober is The Way We Live Now by Anthony Trollope. I've not read any Anthony Trollope. I'm really looking forward to it. I've gotten, let's see, today was day 1, so we were supposed to read chapters 1 through 4 of it. It's 100 chapters, and so what they've done is they've made a schedule and broken up by number of chapters how many you need to read every day to finish the entire book. I mean, it's a big book. Chapters 1 through 4 was today, and then every day of the work week it's like 3 chapters, and then on the weekends it's 4 chapters for each day. So it works out very well, and I think that it's doable. So I am going to try my hardest to do The Way We Live Now, and I've read all 4 chapters for today, so feeling really proud of myself there. So if any of you guys are interested in Victober and what all that entails, I will link the videos kind of explaining what Victober is. Probably my favorite is the gal from Books and Things. She does an excellent job explaining everything, and she really loves Victorian literature. Katie from Books and Things is who I will link. I'll try to link the other booktubers that are also hosting this year. But they've got different challenges. They've got, again, the read along. It's really interesting stuff, and it's really fun, and I'm excited to do it this year. So not only am I doing Victober, but I've also got other books I'd like to read as well this month. Lord knows if I will actually get to all of them or not, especially with adding on 4 or 5 other books for Victober. We'll see. But I am currently reading Wolf Hall, so I am kind of picking away at this one. Really enjoying this one so far. Just a fabulous book. I like the writing so much. Hilary Mantel has a real feel for the character of Cromwell and kind of his perspective on everything that's going on with the court, and kind of making, remarks on it, talking about Henry VIII as a person himself and his attitudes, talking about Anne Boleyn, talking about, Catherine, the Spanish princess who became the Queen of England too and married Henry, and now Henry kind of wants to get rid of her because they haven't had a son and heir, and, the ramifications to England itself through Cromwell's eyes. It's so good, it's compelling, it's so interesting. I'm enjoying the heck out of it, and I can't wait to get farther into it and enjoy more. The next one that I'm reading that I'm pretty sure that once I really get into it, I'm just going to devour this one, is If We Were Villains. It's about a group of students in a theater, in college for theater, basically. And it's all Shakespeare. Everything that they're learning about and acting and doing the plays of, it's all Shakespeare, and it's beautifully written. And I love how the characters kind of talk about the characters in the plays and how they would play the different, Shakespearean characters and the plays themselves and all kinds of things about Shakespeare. So absolutely enjoying that so far. M.L. Rio has definitely captured me with this, and really it's just a matter of me sitting down and reading it, because I'm very certain I'm just going to tear through that book as quickly as possible. And then the last book, which I'm almost done with, and I just need to sit down and finish it out because it is a beautiful book, absolutely beautiful book, and I'm like 60% through it already, is Orlando by Virginia Woolf, and I don't think it will take me very long to finish it. Beautiful book. This is the one that I think Virginia Woolf had really done her best on, and really it was a love letter to a girlfriend of hers, and just just absolutely wonderful. And what was her name? Vita Sackville-West. Just an absolutely beautifully written book. And I wish that all of Virginia Woolf's books were like this, because if they were, I would love every single one of them. You know. But I don't. I really do not like her stream of consciousness writing, but I don't think I like stream of consciousness anyway. I think that I just don't like that style in general. So no offense to anybody who loves Virginia Woolf. Yes, she is an excellent writer, and this right here is the reason I think that she is an excellent writer, because Orlando is just such a beautiful book. So I do have some other books outside of what I'm currently reading to share with you guys. I don't know if I'll actually get to these books at all, but these are books I'm kind of hankering to read, and they're staring at me from the shelf, and they're saying, read me, and I may or may not honor that. I don't know. We shall see, but I will just mention them really quick, all in physical form, so I've got them right here. The Makioka Sisters by Junichiro Tanzanaki. This seems like such an interesting book. It is about 3 sisters in Japan. This is right before the end of World War II. So right before the bombs are dropped in Hiroshima and I think it's Nagasaki. And they are nobility, but they're kind of in a struggle right now to maintain that nobility. And it talks about the sisters and their marriage potential, who they could marry, and the struggles that they're having actually, getting married and having the lives that they want. So I really am interested in reading this a lot, and it keeps screaming at me, read me. So hopefully I will read it really soon. Then I borrowed a couple of books from the library. One of them is called Essentialism, and it's by Greg McKeown. I don't know. By Greg McKeown. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm so sorry. But this is, just about doing the things that are essential to your life and getting more done. And pretty much not letting anybody treat you as a doormat, and learning to say no, setting boundaries, that sort of thing. So I was just really interested in reading this. I think another booktuber mentioned it, or someone on YouTube mentioned it, and I was like, oh, I need to pick that up. So if I actually get around to reading it, I will be shocked. But the chapters are pretty short. The text is quite large, I have to admit. So I have a feeling that once I sit down with this, I will get through it very quickly. The other book from the library is another Laura Childs I was hoping to get to. I'll probably end up having to renew my hold on this one and this other one, but we'll see if I actually get around to finishing it. I'm already to chapter 3, which is 25 pages in about. And these are so formulaic and quick that I always read them very quickly. So looking forward to that. The other books I was interested in trying to get read this month, and I don't know if I'll actually get to them or not, Where Angels Fear to Tread. I really won't go into this very much because I've spoken about it in previous videos. I did start reading it. I'm 21 pages in. I still don't know if I'm going to finish it, but it'll be really, really short. It's a short novella. And I just think if I just sit down and read it, I'll be done with it in like a day or so. So anyway, Where Angels Fear to Tread. My Antonia by Willa Cather. I really want to read this so bad, and it keeps screaming at me and sitting on my shelf and screaming at me, please read me, and I will read you. I promise you I will read you. but I just haven't had the time yet. Again, another kind of short book, a short-ish book. This was 159 pages, which isn't too bad. Kind of about the same length as Where Angels Fear to Tread. It's just a matter of sitting down and actually reading it. Oh my goodness, now that I'm looking at the type, it's tiny. Oh Lord. So yes, this one is on the pile of the TBR. And then, I don't know, this is probably a moonshot or something, but Umberto Eco, In the Name of the Rose. I've had this one on my shelf for a little while now, and it's calling to me. I don't know why. I haven't read anything, but I've heard things about this book, and it seems like it would be spooky to me, and kind of have those autumnal vibes, dark vibes. I don't know. So I want to read it. I want to read it really badly, and hopefully I will get the time and, you know, be really able to do it. It's kind of along the same vibes, I think, as Wolf Hall is what I'm getting from this. So I just want to get to it. I want to read it, and maybe I will this year. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that is it. That's everything I want to read. It's super ambitious. It's probably way too many books, as usual. Yeah, there are some things that I had been meaning to read for a while, but I've just kind of thrown them to the side for now because I will get to them later. Mostly because I feel like the season is really changing my mood of what I want to read, and so I've ended up pushing them off until maybe like January or maybe the spring or summer or something like that. But we shall see. I don't know. Anyway, that is all from me. I hope that you guys have an absolutely wonderful October. I hope that you are participating in Victober, and I hope that you will have wonderful reading adventures no matter what's on your TBRs. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.